Hello, beautiful family in Christ. We're going to try this little walk and talk with the crazy puppy, and it's kind of raining, but we'll see. We'll see. If you have never heard the gospel before and you've just stumbled across this video, I'd love to share it with you. The gospel means the good news, and it's that Jesus Christ died on the cross. He was buried, and on the third day he rose again. And if you just only call upon his name, you'll be saved. You'll have a place in heaven. You'll escape eternal death and judgment. And that is the best news ever, to be saved by Jesus Christ. He is the way, the truth, and the life. So, come on, Keems. This is Kima. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Come on. Come on. We're almost to the green space. Come on. Come on. What I wanted to share with you all is just another walk and talk about faith. And we were praying, our family has been praying about a kidney transplant for my dad. And my wonderful husband, he offered to give my dad his kidney. Come on, Kimi. And all the testing went really well. He passed. He's official donor. And then in all the testing, there was one one antibody test that came up that was a little bit of an issue, so they said. And they said they're still willing to do the direct exchange or do this other thing called a paired exchange, where one person gets my husband's kidney and then my dad goes to like the top of the donors list and he gets someone else's kidney. And I hope you can hear me okay. But anyway, so this we were praying about, okay, well, which route do we go? And you would think that the doctors would give you like a little bit more information. You know, it's not just a small thing, it's kind of a big deal. And you know, they said, we asked, well, can you quantify, like, what's the, you know, estimated like percentage of like rejection if, you know, we chose to just do a direct exchange? And they said, oh, well, we can't quantify that. Well, they can't quantify it. We didn't know really what that meant. And so we're like, okay, Lord, well, the doctors aren't going to really make it clear for us. I guess, you know, please make it clear. And it was one of those things where I was thinking about faith. Like, sometimes people get sick and the Lord leads them to do some chemotherapy and radiation, and they are healed that way and they're good. And sometimes the Lord chooses to heal someone miraculously, and that's what happens, and the Lord heals them by, you know, doesn't even need any modern Western medicine or anything. And then, you know, sometimes it can be maybe a mix of both, or, you know, that's kind of a big question. Like, do we even know, you know, the ways of the Lord and how he works? But he works, you know, in miraculous ways, and he works through people. But sometimes it's just the hand of the Lord as well, or the hand of the Lord through people. What I'm trying to say, I think you get my point. Is like, okay, God, how are you wanting to work in this situation? We were praying and praying, and then my dad was just like, you know, didn't feel like in a certain direction, was, you know, wasn't getting pulled a certain direction, and my husband wasn't. And I was like, okay, Lord, they both are busy and working, and I go, okay, Lord, I need to just help out. I mean, even my husband was like, can you do some research or something? And I've been praying, which is the number one, but I ended up just doing some research online and reading some medical articles and just researching it, you know, testimonials and different things, and found out that you actually can quantify basically the antibodies and kind of get a more direct, here, I see how they're like, oh, we can't quantify it, because you can in a sense, but you can't in the other sense. And while I was coming to this conclusion is it's God's hand in the human body. Like, we have all these little antibodies that protect us from diseases. It's not good in the case of an organ transplant, because they see organ as a foreign invader and they attack, and the kidney or whatever organ gets rejected. So it's this kind of crazy thing. But as I was researching, there's all these different types of antibodies. So if something pops up on the antibody test, like, oh yeah, you have too many mismatched antibodies, well, they don't really know if that antibody is actually going to attack the kidney transplant. It's okay, Kima, it's a motorcycle. It's okay. It's not alive. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. Oh. Kima, do you need a treat? Kima, sit down. Good girl. Yeah, you need a treat because you're a cute dingo. You're a cute dingo. My husband said she's a girl, so we gotta call her Dinga. Are you a dinga? Dingo? Yeah, but you have little lab ears. You're so cute. Look at that tail with the little white on the end. So cute. Yeah, you're being a good girl. So anyway, it was like, as I was, oh, there's a puppy at the window over there. Yeah. As I was just here, let's go over here, Kima. That poor puppy's just freaking out over here. Hey, let's go over here. So I was reading this. It felt like the Lord was giving me wisdom and direction through this. And he was like, look, like, there's no big, huge red flags that have come up. And they're the same blood type, and all these other like huge markers are clear, except for this one thing that like you can't really quantify, because it's in the Lord's hands. And I'm like, oh Lord, this is you, like, you got this. And anyway, I was just like, wanted to share this because there's things in our life like that. Like, every day we're met with, taking little baby steps of faith, and, walking by faith and not by sight. But then, the Lord asks us to, do things on our own, but then also he will like give us a vision of which way to go. Like, Paul was just on the way, and doing his mission journey. Come on, Keeps. And then he was going to go, where was it, to Asia? He was going to go to Asia, but the Spirit of the Lord stopped him. And he went to Kima, come on, to another place where he had a vision of a man that was like, help us. So anyway, those are just examples how the Lord, come on, Keeps, he works. Come on, Annie, come on. Puppy brain. Come on, puppy brain. Good girl. Yes, good girl. It's okay. That's a motorcycle. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. It won't hurt you, baby. It's turned off. I mean, it would hurt you. It's turned off. So, anyway, it's parked. Anyway, I just thought that was a cool thing, because what was it? I think was it King Jehoshaphat, and they're faced with all the army against them. And he said, we don't know what to do, Lord, but our eyes are on you. And they found out, the battle is the Lord's. And it was one of those moments, but the Lord kind of just led. And we'll see what the outcome is. We'll see. We have a couple new questions to ask the doctors, and just kind of like, what was the results on this test? Because they didn't actually tell us these really kind of important results. They were very vague on the thing, and one of them didn't even show one of the tests. So that's also a word of wisdom, is the medical system. I think most of you believers out there know that the medical system, it can be a blessing, but it also, come on, kids, let's go this way, can be a really difficult to work with. And kind of always got to do your own research and double check, and just also rely on the Lord. And number one, because he's the great physician. He can do all things. It's okay. Is there someone cutting wood? Oh, it's flower. Yeah, come on in, good girl. So, yeah, like for example, the other day, my friend, she had the flu really, really bad, and she was like puking so much that they had to call 911 because she like seized up. She like couldn't move her arms and her hands, and her husband was like, you know, like, what's going on? And she has, you know, come on, good girl, Kima, good girl. She has some health conditions, but so it was a little bit of a worry too when she seized up. It was like, okay, something going on. But yeah, they called 911 and they were like, oh, she's just having a panic attack. It's like, what? Like, no, no, she's not. Like, you know, and the husband's like, kind of like, what? And anyway, I think they didn't really, I don't even know if they gave her fluids, which they should have done. But I don't think they even did. And then they left, and then she said like later her husband looked it up online, like what is a little windmill, what's the cause, like when someone seizes up when they've been puking, and it's dehydration. And you think that, you know, the EMTs would have kind of known that, like 101. Oh, what are the symptoms? Oh, they've been, you know, puking 25 times and they can't stop. Oh, they must be severely dehydrated. Let's get them some fluids, and not just say, oh, they're having a panic attack. So, you know, the medical system's amazing, but it's just, you know, people are flawed, and they're people, and it's called practicing medicine for a reason. They're practicing, and so that's such a comfort that we have the great physician, the Lord, on our side, and he's looking after us, and he's just leading us and guiding us and giving us wisdom and faith and the power to just walk in him, and you know, and no matter what the outcome is, we can just trust in him. And I just loved, someone posted a YouTube like community post, was talking about how in Corrie ten Boom they were having the Bible study, her and her sister having the Bible study, and you know, they had lice in their like home or shack, whatever what they called it, in the internment camp. And you know, Corey's sister said, well, let's thank God for the lice, because we can thank him for all things. And you know, Corey, I think, said something like, oh, really, the lice? And then later she found out that a lot of the guards weren't coming in to their place because they didn't want to get the lice. And it could have, you know, probably saved their lives or saved the lives of family, friends there. And you just don't know, you know, you just don't know. The Lord's ways are higher and greater, and he's a good God. And yeah, just trying to keep focused and stay in that lens, especially in these last moments when we're just longing just to be with the Lord, and just to be in his presence, and to be home in heaven, away from the presence of sin, to be done with the battle. And anyway, so God bless you all. Hope you've enjoyed this little puppy walk, and yeah, and I'll talk to you soon. Jesus is coming. Kima, is Jesus coming? She goes, oh, I smell something really good. Is it the wedding feast? Was it the wedding feast? Are they gonna have turkey jerky at the wedding feast? Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, bye-bye.